must seek to provide social peace, social stability through economic welfare, and that this will ensure a greater degree of peace both within and between nations. Now, if people recognise that, and I'm saying I think that's been lost sight of by our current leadership, but if that view reasserts itself, which seems to me an entirely rational and logical conclusion, that you must proceed from there to say that you've got to have something which is regulated to ensure that it will provide the benefits which society needs. And that cannot be through a self-regulated capitalist system where finally, as is the case now, the decision about whether certain activities take place or whether certain people are employed and the prices at which goods are supplied, this is determined in the interests of private entrepreneurs. If I can just very quickly illustrate the point now that we're facing, we're all well aware of the rise in the price of oil globally. Now, we're also, I think, well aware that the oil industry is largely in the hands of a few very large multinational corporations which are beholden to their private shareholders. Now, there are a number of factors in this equation, but an important one, I think, and this is now being recognized, is that the shortages are caused not least because the attractiveness of investing in new refining capacity or indeed extracting the maximum amount of crude oil from the reserves in places like the North Sea. This is not attractive enough to the private sector on the basis of the dispensation that they have. Now, it seems to me self-evident that we as the public in general should not be left at the mercy of a few people who are deciding whether it pays them to do that or not, just because the return on capital of doing so may be, say, 10% instead of 5%. And I hope that makes the point clearly enough about what needs to happen in future and the way I see it. Whether many people will share that view, of course, is another matter.
And I was speaking with Harry Shutt, independent economic consultant and author of The Decline of Capitalism, Can the Self-Regulated Profit System Survive?, published by Z Books.